everybody, I'm Dusti Martin with Platinum Living Realty, dropping in with your year-end 2023 real estate market update for Cave Creek and Carefree. Hit the subscribe button and let's go. All right, so let's get into it. It's been a long year and here we are at January 11th. Our stats are in and we can now see the big picture of what happened in Cave Creek and Carefree real estate last year. Our active listings ended the year up 29.3% over this time last year. We had a rush of things onto the market, and then our sold listings though are down 22.7% over this time last year. Our median sale price per square foot is down 1.8%. That's kind of like the general correction that I was pretty much predicting for the year prior. And you know, I told everybody it's probably going to level off and taper out. When you compare that 1.8% drop to the 19, 20, 30, 40% gains we were getting year over year for 4 or 5 years running, when you consider that, that's not bad to end the year. Parts of the valley are actually ending the year up a lot. So I think part of this is the fact that Cave Creek and Carefree are smaller towns with a more seasonal population, meaning we have an older demographic here. People tend to live here in their second, third, or fourth home. And this is not a place where we see a lot of, for lack of a better term, manufacturing and tech jobs. Most of the jobs, those who are still working, are actually going into Scottsdale or Tempe or Phoenix for those jobs. And so most of our local citizenship here are not full year-round residents. A lot of them are simply seasonal residents. They're not even registered to vote here. So keep in mind, Cave Creek and Carefree have got like less than 5,000 registered voters each. So when you compare that with the supposed population, I think when you look at that, you start to realize there's a reason all of our restaurants are busy right now, but they aren't in July. Catch my drift. Moving on, we did end our year with a median sales price of $356.95 per square foot, which is not a bad place to be. It's much higher than, say, Phoenix, for example. But our months of supply is up 67.3% over this time last year. We are currently sitting at 6.24 months of supply. That's right about an even, stable market. I would not expect home prices to shift. When we see the closings from last month, I would not expect to see a huge shift month over month there. However, with that said, going into quarter one of 2024, I will expect those home values and those home prices to go up before we hit the summer months. So quarter one, and then definitely by the end of quarter two, we will see the gains that we are going to see before things come back down with another little bump next fall. My prediction on that is based on the fact that, one, it's a presidential election year. Hate to say it, but it happens a lot. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but it does seem to happen quite a bit regardless of who's in office, that every year during an presidential election, we do see interest rates go down. When interest rates go down and there's already not enough homes for the demand that is there, that buying power goes up, and therefore those buyers can afford more, so they pay more, and they fight each other out because we don't have enough homes. If you are wondering what it would take for homes to go down, call me. I have got a big long spiel and I can explain to you in depth what it would take, but we're not here for that now. Our median days on market though is up 4.3% over this time last year, with a 61 median days on market. Last year we were at 58, so really like it moved about 3 days longer, half a week. So try to keep calm if things don't sell in 2 minutes. That was never normal to begin with. We've had our adjustment. We've had our correction. That's my guess is the end of 22 and most of the first half of 23. That was our correction that we needed in our market to calm things down. And I think now that inflation is starting to kind of level out and plateau, I'm guessing that as we go into those spring and summer months, we're going to see home values go up. We are going to see buying power go up, And that is because interest rates are going to go down without a lot more inventory on the market. Why aren't we getting more inventory on the market? Because we haven't built enough homes for the last 10 years. So unfortunately, that's just how the cookie crumbles. And until we fix that problem, that's not going to change. All right, so if you're new here, go ahead, before we move into supply and demand by price range, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you want more monthly updates on what the real estate market is doing. But also, if you have questions, if there are statistics you want to know about or want to hear specifically for Cave Creek and Carefree that I'm not providing, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I will be happy to add them to the list of things we cover each month. So as we go in, I break things down by months of supply every month, simply because if you're buying, you need to know how much competition you have or if what is in your favor. But if you're selling, you also need to know what is the competition doing? How aggressive can I be with my pricing? So as we go into the months of supply by price point, we're going to start with the $0 to $100,000 price range and the $100,000 to $200,000 price range. We're going to skip it because there is no inventory there. We haven't had any for a very long time, and therefore we have no data. My guess is if there was some truly livable property that came on the market in these price ranges, I have a feeling they would be snapped up very, very quickly, because at the end of the day, Cave Creek and Carefree are still pretty small rural and semi-rural towns. People want a simpler life here, and unfortunately it has now come with a pretty hefty price tag. So my guess is if you saw properties in that price range, they'd be flying off the shelves, and we wouldn't be able to keep them in the inventory, and we'd have a white hot seller's market. That's just my opinion. However, we don't have anything to calculate, so we're going to skip it. Then we're going to go to the $200,000 to $300,000 price range. We had exactly one property. It sold. That gives us 1 month's worth of supply. That is a white hot seller's market for Cave Creek and Carefree. Again, it's also a price range we don't see very often anymore. And so that's what happened. One came on, immediately sold. Then we're going to look at the $300,000 to $500,000 price range. We don't have any data there because 6 properties came on the market at the end of the month, right at the end of the year, and they had not yet gone under contract when the end of the month came. So we don't have anything to calculate. So we don't know if they sold or not yet, or how quickly they will sell, but I'm hoping next month we will actually have some data in this price point. And then we look at our $500,000 to $700,000 price range. This is pretty much entry level now in Cave Creek and Carefree. It's specifically for like condos and townhomes and very small single family detached homes. Those are sitting at 3.67 months of supply. So it's a seller's market, but it's not a crazy one. It's not white hot. You will see gentle upward pressure on home values, but I wouldn't expect to see a whole lot of bidding wars unless you're very aggressive and very heavy-handed with your marketing. As we look at the $700,000 to $1 million, we're at 5.88 months of supply. That's almost an even stable market. It is no longer a seller's market, but it's also not a buyer's market either. So if you are in this price range, whether you're looking to buy or to sell, if you're looking to sell, you need to realize that it could take 6 months to sell your home. But keep in mind, if you price it appropriately right now and market it appropriately right now, as we go into our crazy busy selling season, like I've been saying for months, the minute January 1st comes around, things will get busy. I'm already seeing it in my email. I'm already seeing it in my text messages. I'm seeing it with my buyers when we go to show properties and make offers. I am seeing multiple offers. So my guess is things are going to take off like a rocket. We're going to see a huge pendulum swing next month, which is my guess. And I have a feeling that if you weren't ready, if you didn't have your ducks in a row and you don't get them in a row before the end of, I'd say, April, I'm willing to bet you might be left in the dust, especially if you're trying to buy, because home prices are going to go up. That is my prediction for 2024. home prices will go up, interest rates will come down, and it will get much harder for buyers to get the property they want at the price they want. So if you haven't done it now, or if you've got the money in the bank now to do something, I would do it now before prices go up. Then we're going to look at the $1 to $3 million price range, and we are at 6.75 months of supply. It's mostly an even, stable market. It's trying to tilt towards a buyer's market. However, like I said, and I've been saying this for months, this price point swings dramatically from month to month. It is incredibly seasonal. Remember all the seasonal residents we talked about at the beginning of the video? Those ones are about to go shopping. And so, yes, I would expect price points right now, as of this point in time, for maybe the next week or two, to stay kind of even or level, and maybe even a buyer can pick something up if there's a seller out there who's not really sure why their home's not selling in 2 minutes. Then we're going to look at the $3 million price range and over. Over $3 million, we have 17 properties available, but none of them sold. I would call that a buyer's market. It also happened this time last year. We had 13 properties on the market this time last year, and none of them sold. So technically, even though you don't have anything to calculate with those numbers, I would venture to guess that's a buyer's market, but it's also historically normal for that price range. It is not uncommon in that price range in this part of town to see a heavy buyer's market during December. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. It's also the same in the dead heat of summer when everybody's gone. So what I would expect is this next couple months, especially Q1, that's when I think the most sales will happen in this price range for Cave Creek and Carefree. If you're wondering what your home might sell for in today's market, or if you're wondering what it might look for you to purchase a home in Cave Creek and Carefree, go ahead and give me a call at 480-717-9405 or visit my website at dustimartinrealtor.com.